Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. I want to talk about the rock band Kansas, one of our great American progressive rock bands. If you watch my channel, you know that we talk about Kansas periodically. I've ranked their discography. And now, as of today, they've added a new member named Scott Bernard. Scott Bernard is going to be playing alongside guitar player Zach Risby. And sounds like, Richard Williams is still in the band. Richard Williams is not stepping down, but Richard Williams has some ailments. Richard Williams, as he says here, is slowing down. He has an eye condition that makes it hard for him to travel. And Richard Williams is an older man, and it just made me realize Kansas is going to go on forever. Luis Maldonado is taking over for Kelly Hansen in the band Foreigner. Foreigner is now touring with no original members. Even though Lou Gramm is coming out occasionally and playing some songs, it's very clear, from statements from Pilson, bass player from Foreigner, that they're no longer on a farewell tour and that they're going to just continue on as a band without any original members. And now this is leading me to believe that Kansas is going to do the same thing. And why not? Why not carry on the lineage of the band, and play this music? Phil Ehart has not toured with the band since late 23, I don't think. He had a heart attack, a very serious heart attack, and is no longer playing any gigs with the band. He has been, the band's now consisting of Bernard on, Scott Bernard on guitar, Tom Brislin, the great Tom Brislin on keyboards, who writes a lot of stuff, Ronnie Platt on keyboards. Brislin's also singing some songs. Zach Risby on guitar, the great Joe Denizon, the Jimi Hendrix of violin on violin, bassist Dan McGowan. They had, I can't think of it, a long time. Billy Greer stepped down a couple years ago too, who has been with the band since the Power album. And then Eric Holmquist is filling in for the great Phil Ehart, who is still a member of the band but not touring. They've now added more dates. By the way, Scott Bernard's a Nashville-based musician, born in Louisiana, was the musical director, did a 20-year tenure with Kenny Loggins' band, has worked with Michael McDonald, Alan Parsons, Joe Bonamassa, Al Stewart, Richard Marx, and many others. He's been a lifelong Kansas fan. Says he went to his first Kansas show when he was 13. And he gets a chance to be in this band, who have now added more tour dates. They're playing on the 22nd of August in Wheeling, West Virginia, heading out to California, Monterey on the 4th of September. I'm seeing them in St. Louis, Missouri on the 27th of September. I can't wait. A show that also features Jefferson Starship. You talk about a band that doesn't have any original members. Even though I think David Bromberg has been with them for a long time. 38 Special also is on that bill. These bands are going to continue in the future with no original members, and people are going to pay the good money to go see these shows. I think I spent like $85 or $90 to go to see Kansas, Jefferson Starship, and 38 Special. But we are getting the best version, I think, of these bands that, of course, and if you've ever been in a band, we lose members. We have guys quit. We have to, unfortunately, let people go, and you get somebody else. And do I feel like the band that I'm in is still the same band? Well, it's certainly a version of the same band, but and I frankly like it better, but it's not the same band. I don't have a problem with any of this. That being said, I'm excited that with an aging Richard Williams, and if he is slowing down physically, and if he has some health issues, get a Scott Bernard to take your place. Especially a guy that's a lifelong fan. And, again, he says that he's hampered by an eye issue called macular degeneration. has made travel increasingly difficult to the point where it impedes my ability to get to as many shows as I can. I will still be at it and perform at as many as I can. Adding Scott as a member, this is Richard Williams saying, adding Scott as a member of Kansas alongside Zach Rizvi on guitar allows the shows that I'm not at and Kansas to go on well into the future. When we all are three there, we will all perform. Again, Bernard says this: I've closely followed their career ever since I was a teenager when I saw my first shows with Kansas. They were and remain my favorite band ever. I am deeply humbled to be chosen to help perpetuate the legacy, which is both a privilege and a surreal experience. I think it's awesome. They've had some good albums with this lineup. Really good albums. Breslin and Rizvi have taken over the songwriting. They're basically essentially the Steve Walsh, Kerry Livgren team. Tom Breslin's amazing, and Zach Rizvi is insane too. The last couple albums, The Absence of Presence, and the other one, I don't know, I ranked the albums recently. I'll put the ranking of their albums in the description below. This is what we're going to get, people. These guys are all going to die at some point, and we're going to have these versions of these bands, and we all know this, that have a lineage back to working with other members. Anyway, peace out. Check you later.